What's up, YouTube? Welcome to Bible Wisdom. I wanted to talk about worries and cares. There's so many things that we can worry about and care about. And it can really consume our thinking. It can change our decisions. And, there is a side of, caution that we need to always be taking, because there are dangerous situations. There are, things that are not safe, or they're just things that can go wrong. There are a lot of things that can go wrong. But at the same time, there are, different things that we cannot fully control, or we don't necessarily know everything that's going to happen in the future. And so Jesus addresses this. Jesus says how we shouldn't worry about tomorrow, because tomorrow has enough worries for itself. And so I think we also have to keep our mind on the New Jerusalem, keep our mind on heaven, keep our mind on, spiritual things, godly things, the Bible. I heard a minister the other day say, that outside of spending time with his family, grandchildren, wife, outside of him ministering in church, he pretty much just studies the Word of God. And I think that's how we all have to be, is that we all have to really set aside the things that aren't really helping us. And I think this takes time. It takes maturity. It takes more prayer, because a lot of things we cannot do on our own. And we can think, oh, I'm going to change this habit, I'm going to stop this sin, and it is harder than what we think it is. And so Jesus mentioned how the worries of this life, or the cares of this life, can come in and choke the word, making it unfruitful, as he gave the parable of the seed sown in the ground. And so there's a lot of things that can really get us off course with our walk with God. And if we're not careful, I think those worries can cause us to sin, because we want to take matters into our own hands, or maybe something is happening that is wrong to you, and so maybe you want to try to make things right on your own through some sort of way that is not fully biblical. And so I think we have to really give our cares over to God, and that is prayer material. Really praying and asking Jesus to help us with the things that are bothering us nonstop, or day to day, different worries, different cares. And I think also we have to be patient. Some things, they don't fully happen in just one day. Some things, it doesn't fully happen in 1 week. I've experienced something where it took a year to really see the change. And even in salvation, God, has waited so long. For me personally, I don't think I really got more serious about following Jesus until I was in my 20s. So God waited, 20 years, or so, even longer, until I actually started to really pursue, the things of the Bible, Jesus, and, living right. So, I think a lot of times, like, it takes, there's a waiting period that, I think just happens. And that's why I think that we have to find something to consume our time, which is, we talked about reading, watching videos, DVDs, movies that are all Christ-centered. I think is very important. And, I guess the other things that we can do is really try our best to resist worrying about the thing that we think about, and resist it, instead of fully giving ourselves over to, I'm just gonna worry about this nonstop. I think we really have to practice that self-discipline that, at least for 5 minutes, or 10 minutes, and build it up over time, and you say, I'm not going to worry about this for 5 minutes. I'm just going to let it go. Which brings up, there may be something that you do need to do. You may need to, for me personally, I'm thinking about my job situation that, I'm wanting a better job. And so I left one job to kind of find something better. And I guess the application for this video would be, we have to certainly make decisions. I think worries and cares, when we leave that over to God, we can't just say, I'm not going to do anything, I'm not going to make certain decisions. And so, I think we do have to, apply for jobs, or, turn off television if you're being distracted by certain things, or, change the group of people that you're hanging out with if it's something involving your social life and, the things that you're worrying about. Maybe downgrading if you're worried about money, trying your best to downgrade where you live. Maybe that could involve moving, maybe in a very really critical situation, moving states, to a more affordable town, more affordable city. That could be an option, even though I'm kind of getting off track of kind of the basis of what I'm wanting to talk about. But my point is, sometimes we do have to, go ahead and make certain decisions while we give our worries over to Jesus. So that is kind of what I wanted to talk about for this video. And that, sometimes when we're growing in life, our cares, our worries change. We start to get more responsibility here, or we start to have more things in our possession. And so we can start to think about things that maybe we didn't fully think about, when we were single, or when we were in our parents' house, or, the classic things that just come along with growing up. Because a child, I'm sure children have worries, depending on their age, but, they're really more dependent, and that's how we have to be in regards to our walk. Even though we are full-grown adults, we are dependent on the one who is greater than us, who is God. He is greater than anything that we can really imagine. And so, a lot of things are you know, in our control, in that we can change our ways, change our habits and different things like that. But some things, you know, it takes God to really change the situation, change the outcome. And you know, and so we have to be like children in that regard, because, you know, we're relying on someone greater than us to bring the answer, to bring the deliverance. You know, for me, I know in my particular a certain situation, and in a lot of situations, after I kind of you know, I think I worried about it for a little bit, but then, you know, I had to actually pray and kind of get that message up to God and say, hey, I'm really needing this or that or the other. And, you know, it did change. You know, my situation did change, you know, eventually. And so, you know, some things have changed in one day, you know, and some things, you know, it was a bigger situation. So, you know, there was a change, you know, gradually, you know, but anyway, you know, that's what I wanted to share for this video. Thanks so much for watching. If you did catch this video, you know, I know I need to put tags on this video. You know, there's, I think, a few technical things that I'm not really doing on my YouTube videos. But anyway, thanks so much for watching, and I will talk to you on the next video. See ya.